We were looking forward to a training session. Our trainers are joining us here at the center pool. So if you'd like to see our trainers feed, interact with, and exercise our dolphins, we are going to let you head over here to the center pool at this time. Now in this pool we have 4 female dolphins.
Ladies, if you could just have your things off the wall, please.
First off, we have Duchess. Duchess is the matriarch of our facility. She is our oldest, largest female. And that is the criteria that makes her the boss. Dolphins live in a matriarchal society, much like elephants. So she would be queen bee while our dolphins here. We're also joined by Huff and Puff. Huff and Puff is 14 years old, and she is the Duchess's daughter. And Bella is 6, and she's Huff and Puff's daughter. So there are 3 generations of females here in this pool. Now we're also joined by Sophie. Sophie is the newest addition to our family here. She is here on a long-term breeding loan from SeaWorld in San Diego. We're here swim by and do a little pectoral flipper wave. Dolphins have 5 fins and flippers altogether. The one on the top of their bodies is called their dorsal fin. Thermal regulation and stability. 2 fins on the end of their tail are called their tail fins. And are used to help propel them through the water. Now the difference between fins and flippers is fins do not have holes and flippers do. And this is a super fun fact about dolphins. Hidden pectoral flippers on the side of their body. They have the exact same bones that we have in our arms, from our fingertips all the way up to the ball and socket of our shoulders. So when you see our trainers give their dolphins a high five, they are literally giving them a high five. And there are 5 digits inside. Now those vocalizations that you hear coming from the dolphins are not coming out of their mouths, even if their mouth is wide open. There is no air exchange between their mouth and their lungs. But they do have 6 little air sacs inside their blowholes, and they are able to manipulate to create those mixed sounds. And there goes Sophie for a beautiful beach movement. And that was a beautiful foul behavior. But that was something that you were expecting to see today, because that is a natural dolphin behavior. It is a great way for a dolphin to get a bird's eye view of its environment, and in fact, it's able to jump up out of the water and look around. We're able to keep an eye out for predators. So that's why you're able to keep an eye out for a big juicy skull fish as well. Excellent question. Predators for dolphins are sharks and killer whales. Do not underestimate the dolphins. They are apex predators. And if a pod of dolphins comes around, the sharks usually take off. Now, a couple of things that you may have seen during this training session. You may have seen the syringe that the trainers were using with that milky liquid inside. That's a supplement. We are proactive in our dolphins' health care. So we do offer supplements and vitamins just like we use. And over here, they are doing approximations for a urine sample. We are able to take various fluid samples from our dolphins voluntarily, right out here poolside. They are trained for those behaviors. So we are able to take gastric samples, blood samples, fecal, urine, gastric, things of that nature, because of the behaviors that they have been trained for. Basically, they participate in their own health care. So we do have a vet lab here on property, a veterinarian and a veterinarian tech. And they can process many of those samples right here at the Mirage. We train our dolphins for a variety of different reasons. We train them for physical and mental stimulation. We also train for social and environmental enrichment as well. And for overall health care and well-being. We do want to remind you folks, anytime you're poolside, that you are in a potential splash zone. We have 2.2 million gallons of man-made seawater here, and our playful dolphins do love to share that water. Now that can be corrosive for your electronics, so keep that in mind if you do have a camera or a cell phone in your hand. Alright, folks, now we do have a trainer here at poolside that's happy to answer any questions for you.
This should come? No? This should come?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Don. If anyone has any questions, just raise your hand. I'll come over and do my best to answer them. If you have a question, there's a very good chance that someone else has that same question.
Your hands always smell like fish?
Yes, our hands always smell like fish. Cats are very fond of us. Eventually it does go away. You get used to it. It's our family members that have to suffer.
Wash your hands, women.
Well, usually the deodorant soap report's fine. At least as far as I can tell it does.
Oh, you're probably a little used to smell too.
Yeah, it's the family that's more like, oh, it still smell like fish. Or you go away on vacation, you come back and like, oh yeah, that does smell.
It's pretty bright.
All the animals that we have here in this pool, they're not all fully grown. We have a 39-year-old, she's fully grown, a 14-year-old, close to fully grown. We have a 9 and a 6-year-old in here that are not fully grown.
What size is it?
They range from about 300 pounds to about 450 pounds. Our youngest animals are 3 years old and they're just over 300 pounds. We have a 9-year-old who's almost 500 pounds. Over a foot longer than
Yeah, that's fine. Put it through the side of
more oceanic and then coastal, so they tend to be a little bigger. They're in colder water, and larger body size helps them stay. Just body size. Surface area to volume helps them keep them warm. So you'll notice for like deer, when they're more in the northern areas, the northern part of the United States, they're going to be bigger than their southern counterparts. Because in a warmer climate, they eat them. But the warmer climate is better food side. Body fat definitely plays into the fact, but even if they have the same amount of body fat, you see that physically larger. These guys would be in water that's between 50 and 90 degrees. We keep it around between 70 and 78 degrees. We keep it the same temperature all throughout the year. That way we don't have to adjust their diet, they don't have to adjust their body fat composition. It makes managing them much easier. Because people want to be in 50 degree water. Any questions?
I was just wondering, is this salty water?
It is salt water, yes.
How do you clean it?
have a filtration system that filters about 15,000 gallons per minute, but that only gets what's in the water column. There will be algae on the sides of the walls, so then we have to go in, dive, and get the algae off, get it into the water column, and then it'll get filtered out.
I saw they do a lot of
Yes, they do. Yeah, they just poop pee right in the water. That's what they do.
How often do you clean it?
We clean each of the pools probably about once a week. It depends on how quickly the algae is growing. We did that pool this morning. We're doing it again because it is a larger pool. So the larger pools have to be done more often to make sure that it's as clean. Mostly it's for aesthetics. The algae isn't going to harm the dolphins, but it looks good. So people often look at that and like, oh, that's a dirty pool. They might not care. Let's not care for the dolphins. But out in the wild, they have algae. There's natural. But if something falls in the pool and there's algae on the bottom, it might be hard for us to see what's in the pool. And that what's in the pool could hurt the dolphins. So we want to be able to.
I see they are very taken care of too.
Yes.
They are not harmed. Sometimes I see dolphins with scarves and
Well, they do have bite marks and scratches and scars on them, and that all comes from each other. Dolphins are aggressive animals. They will bite and scratch each other to establish their dominance over each other. But we have a fairly stable social group, so they don't have to vie for their dominance, that's all.
what was the one who was born?
We've had,
TV I saw this.
oh, I'm not sure which one they have on that. 5 of the animals in our population were born here, so it could be any one of those. But without seeing, I haven't seen the video for a while, and I can't remember which animal they've used for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would love to work here.